for the second quarter here, and we have a couple of interesting names going. The big caps, the Magnificent Seven is starting to report en masse this week. I chose to pull out two of them, Microsoft and Alphabet, to take a little bit closer look. What does the earnings chart look like? What is their beat and miss record? But also to take a look at those earnings growth charts, our price and consensus charts, because those are kind of telling the tale too on these two big caps. They've rallied big this year. Let's take a look. So let's take a look at Microsoft first, ticker MSFT, as we all know. It's got a tremendous earnings surprise track record. It finally had a miss there in 2022, a rare one, as you can see, the only one over the last 5 years. And that includes the pandemic chaos. So this is a tremendous record. And look at those shares. Year to date now up almost 44% at the new highs. This is the new all-time highs. So Microsoft, one of the big beneficiaries of the AI kind of mania that has taken hold here, but they do actually have a product and they are going to start charging for it. So what does the earnings look like on this one? It's looking pretty good here, as you can see. So you do want to see on the price and consensus chart, obviously year over year, steady growth. Now it did have a little bit of a down year, is expected this year. You can see that like kind of middle blue line kind of pulling down. And then the analysts were a little bit too bullish on fiscal 24 and 25 there, but they are starting to, kind of moderate, but still seeing some good year over year earnings growth there. And Microsoft now has a PEG of 2.7. That's not too bad. It's not dirt cheap value metrics, but everybody keeps pointing out the expensiveness of this stock based on just the PE, which is about 32. That is high for Microsoft over the last several years, but not as high as what we've seen a lot of other tech companies go to. But again, that PEG isn't too bad at 2.7. So you're kind of getting a mixed charts here. You've got the breakout, but you do have this solid earnings growth and you do have the solid fundamentals underpinning the stock. So this is one, obviously, we're all going to be watching. Can it hold this breakout and continue to break out, even, with some of these concerns we're going to see? Then switching over to Alphabet's charts, its earnings picture isn't quite so rosy, but still pretty good. Now, over the years, Alphabet hasn't really cared if it's missed or beat. So we did have all that string of beats during the pandemic. That was a little unusual for them, but then they reverted back in 2022 to 4 misses in a row. That's not that unusual for them. You see a few other misses there in 2019, 2020. So this isn't unusual, is what I'm saying. But they did have a meet or beat last quarter. These shares are up as well year to date, up 38%, but not quite as dynamic of a breakout as Microsoft is seeing, and obviously not yet back to those 2021 highs. But the PE looks a lot better on Google or / Alphabet right now. It's trading at just 22 times. It has been among the cheaper of the big FANG, or now we're calling them Magnificent Seven stocks. It used to trade 16, 17 times, but a little bit pricier now at 22. But is that real pricey? Let's look at what its earnings are expected to be. Here's its price and consensus chart, a little bit more volatile than what Microsoft's is. You can see it really coming down off the 2022 expectations, but kind of stabilizing here in 2025 is looking really bullish. And a lot of this is based on the advertising market. Advertising really slows in a slowdown and a recession, and that's where a lot of the revenue comes for Alphabet. So you do see those earnings start to come down. But again, a real jump up there in 2025, presumably because most analysts believe that the slowdown in the advertising side will be over by then. And then we'll see what they do with the AI side. They still have the cloud. YouTube should be rebounding by then, probably as well on the revenue side. So we'll see what goes on with Alphabet, but these charts not as bearish as they were last year. So all of us own these two stocks either individually, like I do. I do own both Microsoft and Alphabet in my own personal portfolio, or we own them because we own the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, the Invesco QQQ ETF. And they're a big part of all of those major indexes. So yeah, we're all owners, even if we don't want to be. So these are two very important charts this week. As always, they're always important, but especially now with this AI craze going on. So these are the ones everybody's going to be tuning into. I will be too, but I'm going to be bringing you some other key stocks from this week. There's over 700 companies expected to report with over 30% of the S&P 500. We're going to get some other big, well-known companies reporting this week. I'm bringing them to you all this week and next week, all throughout earnings season. So be sure to subscribe to get our videos. You can get them on Zacks.com/YouTube and on our homepage on Zacks.com. Just, they're going to be right up there with the banners. So be sure to get us somewhere, and I'll see you again on the next video.